Good morning. I hope you're well. Can you believe we're nearly in June now, and I hope you've had a wonderful bank holiday weekend. I hope you've managed to get out and enjoy the sun a little. We certainly did. We actually bumped into Jason and Caleb yesterday, and it was wonderful to see some familiar faces, albeit a socially distancing amount of distance away, but we were blessed to see them, and we were blessed to get out and enjoy the wonderful countryside that we have around us. And if you're anything like us, you are now into round 2 and round 3 of regurgitating some of the same ideas, whether that's places to go or what you're doing at home. Well, one thing that I can recommend is board games, and it's actually a board game that kind of forms the basis of the thought that I want to share with you today. And it's a very simple thought, an encouragement really to be thankful and to maintain perspective. And the particular board game that sparked my thought really is one that will be familiar to most of us. You get a certain amount of money to start with. You roll the dice, and then you move your way around the board, buying properties as you go around, and you get £200 if you pass go, and then over time you build houses and then hotels on your properties, and as people land on them, they pay you money. It usually ends up with arguments. It's incredibly competitive. It takes a long time to finish, which is sometimes a good thing. And you all know it, right? It's Monopoly. And the reason I mention it is to point out something that we all know. That the money in the game has no use outside of the game. Monopoly money holds value while we are playing, but once the game's finished and we pack it away, it counts for nothing. Inside the game, Monopoly money has some value. Outside, it has no value. And I find this a really useful way of thinking about the money and the material possessions that I have around me. They will hold no value outside of this life. In this life they hold some value. Outside they have no value. The houses that we live in, the TVs, the computers, the phones, the jewellery, the clothes. We are eternal, but these things are not. And when our time on earth is done, when this life ends, those materials are worth nothing. They're as worthless as the Monopoly money in the box. And I heard it recently, and it just hit me. Our relationship with God is eternal. It will outlast any material thing that we have on earth. And our purpose on earth, we've heard it as Pastor Dave recently has been teaching us through Philippians, is to have a relationship with God. Our purpose is that like Paul would be able to say, to live is Christ. And that's the good news. There is so much more to life than money and stuff. God gave us life. He started the game. He created the game of life on earth. Everything that we have is from Him. He provides us with water, with air, with food, with friends, with family, and most importantly with love. A love that He ultimately showed with the death of Jesus on the cross. It's a love that gives us access to the Father, to eternity with Him in heaven. James 1 verse 7 reminds us that every good and perfect gift comes from God. So this morning I just want to leave you with 2 things. Thankful. Be thankful that everything that we have is from God. And secondly, perspective. That money and possessions and stuff that we have, they're worth nothing outside of this life. Focus on eternity. Focus on Christ. Seek first the kingdom of God.